Hello and welcome to Mr. Game Review Show. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the like button and put a comment below the video. Thank you so much. HyperZone, developed by HAL Laboratory and released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System (SNES) in 1991, is a rail shooter that leverages the console's Mode 7 graphics to create a pseudo 3D experience. The game combines elements reminiscent of Sega's Space Harrier and Nintendo's F-Zero, offering a unique blend of shooting and racing mechanics. In HyperZone, players pilot a ship through 8 distinct levels, each culminating in a boss fight. The ship is confined to a designated track. Straying off course results in damage, adding a layer of challenge to navigation. As players accumulate points, their ship undergoes upgrades, enhancing its capabilities. Notably, the game lacks a variety of power-ups, limiting weapon diversity to a standard shot and a chargeable blast. The absence of an in-game narrative further emphasizes its arcade-style focus on scoring and progression. HyperZone showcases impressive Mode 7 graphics, delivering smooth scaling and rotation effects that were innovative at the time. Each level presents a distinct visual theme, from vibrant, colorful factories to serene oceanic environments. The soundtrack, composed by Jun Ishikawa, is praised for its atmospheric and engaging compositions, enhancing the overall experience. Critics have noted that while HyperZone's visual and auditory presentation is strong, its gameplay depth is lacking. The game is often described as more of a tech demo, showcasing the SNES's graphical capabilities without offering substantial content or challenge. The limited variety in enemies and the overall low difficulty contribute to a sense of repetitiveness. As one reviewer summarized, HyperZone is clearly more of a tech demo and should never have been released to retail in its official state. HyperZone stands as an early example of the SNES's graphical prowess, offering a visually engaging experience with a memorable soundtrack. However, its simplistic gameplay and lack of depth may not satisfy players seeking a more challenging or varied shooter. For enthusiasts of retro gaming and those interested in the evolution of game design, HyperZone provides an intriguing glimpse into the experimental phase of early 1990s video games. HyperZone features boss fights at the end of each of its 8 levels. These bosses are larger, more formidable enemies that challenge the player with distinct attack patterns and require strategic movement and shooting to defeat. The bosses serve as climactic moments for each stage, adding variety to the gameplay, which otherwise consists of rail shooting action. While the boss fights are a highlight for some players, others have critiqued them for being somewhat straightforward and lacking in complexity compared to bosses and other SNES titles of the era. However, they do contribute to the game's arcade-style progression and sense of accomplishment. Many players were wowed by the game's use of the SNES's Mode 7 technology, which delivered smooth scaling and rotation effects. For fans of cutting-edge visuals at the time, this was a strong selling point. The simple, pick-up-and-play nature of the game appealed to fans of arcade-style shooters. Also, many players found the game repetitive due to its limited enemy variety and simplistic shooting mechanics. The lack of diverse power-ups or weapons was noted as a drawback. While HyperZone wasn't a blockbuster hit, it found a niche audience of players who appreciated its visuals and straightforward gameplay. However, it struggled to compete with more complex and engaging SNES titles like Gradius 3, R-Type, or Axelay, which offered deeper mechanics and more varied experiences. Today, the game enjoys a small cult following among retro gaming enthusiasts, particularly those who admire the SNES's early experimentation with graphics and design. HyperZone is worth playing if you're a retro enthusiast or enjoy exploring niche titles from gaming history. However, if you're after a more engaging and challenging shooter experience, you might want to explore other games in the SNES library first.